What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much, y'all, for rocking with me. I hope you guys are having a great day. So we are going to recap this last episode of the Braxtons, the third episode, Family Matters. Yes, it does. I love this picture that they have here for Essence Magazine. So the episode opens with the ladies going to lunch, Miss E, Trina, and Tawanda. And of course, they're discussing the family and they call little Kevin. And little Kevin, as we learned last episode, when the police came to his door during the therapy session, that he was arrested. He had an arrest warrant for not showing up and appearing for a previous court case. I don't know if it's related to his divorce or not, but unlike Tawanda, I feel like it was a bit suspicious, the timing of the police showing up to his door while the camera crews were there. It feels a bit exploitive. And I hope that Tawanda explores that a little bit more. But they call him and they just reassure him, that they are there for him, that they love him, that he's not alone going through not only losing Traci 2 years ago, his mom, his best friend, but also going through his wife and now getting arrested. Like, that's a lot for anybody. So I'm glad that he has that strong support system in his grandmother and his aunties there. And I love the fact that they left it on a really light note where Miss E gets up and she's like, listen, Toni said y'all need to pay my bill, and if not, I'm gonna tell on you. And they were like, snitches get stitches. Like, I love that. I love the Braxtons, their humor and their banter and their love for each other. So speaking of love for each other, right? The next scene is with Vaughn and Trina. And y'all have been dragging Vaughn up and down these internet streets. And I don't blame you one bit. I don't know if he even realizes how he talks to Trina, how condescending he is, how he diminishes her, because it's borderline abusive, in my opinion. The the Clips and Cocktails podcast that they were doing, where Vaughn was even on his phone looking at the comments saying it was 50-50, but when you read the comments, people were like, no, Vaughn, it's not 50-50. We don't like the way that you do Trina. We don't like the way you treat your wife. So they're packing for a trip and he's asking her about her therapy session, and which is, again, out of bounds. Like, therapy is personal, it's private. Like attorney-client privilege, right? If you go see your lawyer, that's privileged information. Similarly to a doctor, or, this is essentially a medical or a mental health doctor, physician. I don't know if Spirit is, I don't know what her credentials are. I know she's a therapist, but I don't know if she's like a psychiatrist or a psychologist. But it doesn't matter. It's therapy and it's protected and it's private. And so he's not a fan favorite. And I hope that he maybe even can see Spirit on his own and unpack some of the reasons why he is, so upset about her grieving her ex-husband, Gabe, who helped raise her children. They were together for 16 years. There's no reason why he should be so jealous and so, comparing the grieving process that Trina had between Traci and Gabe. Like, him even trying to control the way she grieves is problematic. Let's move on from Vaughn, because he is not one of my favorites. So Miss E and Tamar are talking about Tamar's book. So she's writing a book, which is great. She's in therapy as well. She's been open about that journey. And she's deciding whether or not she wants to title it Under Construction. I think someone else has that title. I looked it up just to check. And I don't know if you can, I'm sure her publisher, you guys can work out some kind of title. I'd love to see her incorporate her song Love and War in her book title. I don't know. I love that song when it came out. And yeah, I know it's still a work in progress, but I'm interested in picking it up and reading it. I probably won't buy it though. I might wait till it comes to like the library. But yeah, I'm glad that she's getting it out all out. Miss E, she's like, put it all out on paper, get it all, um, put it all down on the page, and that way you can journal everything that you need to, express everything that you need to, and move forward. So that's wonderful. So next up is Miss Toni Michelle Braxton. Yes, I love her. She is been touring with Cedric the Entertainer on their Vegas residency, and she is giving us a behind the scenes look of her dancing and her, practicing. Toni looks great, right? I know she's been very open about her health issues with lupus and everything. She is really, scared about just being sick. And I know probably for insurance purposes, probably for, she's worried about her sons. She doesn't want to leave them. The doctor said if she had a heart attack, she would no longer be here, which is terrifying. But at the same time, I know that she leans on her. Well, she's pretty stoic. Let me back up a little bit. I was gonna say she if she knows if she's not here for whatever reason, and we're all gonna leave this earth somehow, sometime. She said that Traci's death really rocks her to her core because one, she's the oldest out of all the sisters, and Michael Jr. But two, because she's always been really open and transparent about her health issues with lupus, and she said that she thought that she would be the one to go first, but she's really scared about leaving her two boys, and that's completely understandable. Um, but I know that Toni, and at least I hope that she knows she can lean on her family, and her sisters to help support not only her boys but also her during her journey. But it was great to see her, practicing and knowing her limits, right? Because I know Toni's in her 50s, but yeah, she looks and sounds amazing. And so we see her sit down with her team, and she's talking about, her own journey with her own grief counseling and how she always felt like she had to be strong for her sisters, being the oldest. Listen, being the eldest daughter is a lot of work. It just is. Being the eldest sibling, it's a lot. And usually firstborn children are like the most responsible, and they're ones carrying a lot. But at some point you have to recognize that you have to start putting your own well-being, your own mental health first. You have to create those boundaries, and I'm really glad to hear that she's doing just that, right? Because at the end of the day, she has to focus on, her boys, herself, right? Like when you're on an airplane, they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first because you can't help anybody if you don't have your own oxygen secured. And so I'm really glad to see that Toni is doing that. And last but not least, we have Miss E and Tamar, and they are having a cooking show on Cleo TV. I've never even heard of the network Cleo TV. Maybe they're probably under the umbrella of We TV because I don't typically hear, about networks promoting other TV networks. So it's probably one of their affiliates. But it's good to see, Tamar and Miss Evelyn come together and, cook and just laugh and promote just recipes and just have a great time together. Trina comes in. You guys remember she had that bar, and so she's making some cocktails. But I love to see when they're joyful and they come together. And Miss E, she's like, food brings people together. Most of the time it's when your mouth is full. I'm like, Miss E, you could have left that out. She is a mess. Oh my goodness, she is so messy. She's talking about when your mouth is full, you're not arguing, which I mean, hey, but food does bring people together, and I love to see them just flourishing and coming together and bringing joy to not only other people, but also to their own family, to themselves. They've gone through a lot, and I really hope that they can use this platform to become closer together as a unit, as a family, as opposed to, I feel like Braxton Family Values almost ripped them apart, unfortunately. So I'm glad that they have rebranded and kind of started from scratch, uplifting Traci's memory and branching out in different venues, not just focusing on music, but also cooking and, writing books. And I love to see that, right? I'd like to see more of those things. Can, I hope Spirit and Trina can get her to a place where she sees that she needs to set some boundaries and that we see some other ventures from her. I really liked Trina's music. I like the fact that she stepped away from the R&B umbrella that, Toni was known for. Tamar, is also an R&B singer. I think Traci did R&B as well. And Trina did pop. And that fit her personality perfectly. She's fun, she's quirky, and I loved her songs. But even if she doesn't want to do music anymore, I'd love to see her possibly write a book. I'd love to see her focus more so on her, cocktails or food or, whatever. Maybe not now, because I know she says she's having issues with it in that area. But I'd love to see her possibly write a book or, you know, um, after she's gone through her healing journey as well. But yeah, this was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. You guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Did you like the Braxtons season 1, episode 3, Family Matters? Let me know your thoughts. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.